Hello everyone. This is the third and final video put together by the Professional Development Committee in High Schools at Work to get you through the writing your professional growth plan in the eTPES system. And remember, it is due on September 12th. It has to be put into the system, and I'll show you how to do that today, how to submit it. Basically, the professional growth plan, you're writing two goals, SMART goals, one that's sort of teacher-based and one that is student-based. And goals should be developed using multiple sources of data, including self-assessment based on the standards, student learning data, and district school goals. Goals may be written using SMART criteria. And you've already completed this self-assessment, but in today's video I want to concentrate on the student learning data and district school goals. I know most of you are familiar that we're involved in this High Schools at Work, and just to show you how it's organized, there's a leadership committee, and the leaders of the High Schools at Work is Bertie Williams and Kevin Krebs, and also on that leadership committee are focus team leaders, or the committee leaders, if that helped you, and administrators. And this year it was sort of reorganized, and we have four focus teams or committees. One is professional development focus team, a second is school climate focus team, third extra help focus team, and fourth literacy across the curriculum focus team. And the reason I'm even showing you this at all is because of this focus team here, the literacy across the curriculum focus team. Bertie and Kevin gathered data from our students last year to sort of find out where they're at. And one of the most glaring things that we found out is students struggle with reading comprehension. Surprise, surprise. So one of the big school goals through High Schools at Work this year is going to be to help students increase their reading comprehension or their literacy. And I'm going to show you how that can potentially work into writing your student goals. You don't have to do it this way. I just sort of think this is a good idea. Let me repeat, you don't have to do it this way. This is just one way to approach it, but I think it makes sense. So let's go into that eTPES system. And so I'm just going to sign in. And the first thing I'm going to do is come up here and click on evaluations. And I'm going to go revisit this teacher self-assessment summary tool. For this reason, I'm going to scroll down here a little bit and see if I can remember what it is. Yeah, under Standard 2, Content, 2.3 is Knowledge of School and District Curriculum Priorities and Ohio Academic Content Standards. And at first I put this as an area of strength for me because, you know, I'm all about the Ohio Academic Content Standards. But then I started thinking, do I really know that much about what the school goals are, the priorities? And really, I didn't. And this year, you're going to get a lot of this, that, you know, one of our main goals is this increasing reading comprehension. So this is an area I could really grow in, okay? So I'm going to get out of this thing, go back to evaluations. And now I'm going to go into the professional growth plan itself, right underneath that self-assessment. Boom. And you'll recall that we clicked on self-directed for the type of growth plan. And then we skipped the first goal, which was like student-based, and went down to the teacher-based goal. Remember, we wrote, by the end of the 2014-2015 school year, in order to share responsibility with parents and caregivers to support student learning, I will contact 100% of parents, caregivers by phone or email. And then you have to put in this box the evidence, these artifacts of evidence. And I'm just saying here, hey, I'm going to keep a parent contact log. Every time I talk to a parent or send an email, I'm going to document that on this log, and I'll show that as my evidence when I sit down with my supervisor. Today we are going to do the student learning goal. And here's the one that I came up with. By the end of the 2014-2015 school year, in support of PRCTC's goal of increasing student literacy. Now you see why I showed you that. 100% of my students will engage in 10 minutes of silent reading on 70% of school days. And once again, this doesn't have to be 70%. Matter of fact, I probably wouldn't do it that way. I might say on 50 school days. And I have attached a sort of log to keep up with your students' silent reading, which you're more than welcome to use. But that's one way to approach this. And another way, I'm going to go in here real quick. I wrote a second one. I just won't have to write it on the screen. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. And what am I doing? Go back into here. I'm going to get rid of this one. And this is basically the same thing, just, yeah, here it is. Basically the same thing, working towards just increasing reading comprehension, but this time I wrote, by the end of the 2014-2015 school year, in support of PRCTC's goal of increasing student literacy, 100% of students will pass an end-of-course vocabulary test with at least a 70% score. And what my thinking here was, you want to increase reading comprehension, increase vocabulary. And especially if I was a program teacher, I might take 25 vocabulary words that I know are critical for my area and for my students to do well on web exams, and just really pound those 25 vocabulary words, heck, all year long. And at the end of the course, or close to it, whenever, have them take a test and see how they did on those 25 vocab words. And I'm hoping to have some professional development about how to teach these vocab skills, because I'm going to tell you one thing, in my 15 years at Pickaway Ross, year after year after year after year, students who come into my classroom, once they're finished with my work, they got a lot of freedom, and Jennifer Payne's kids, without fail, always take out these dang 3x5 index cards with these vocabulary words written on them and study. I don't tell them to do it, and they just do it. And if there's another nursing student in there with them, they practice them together. And it's something I've always been fascinated about over the years. And I'm hoping maybe to get Jennifer to do like a little short little hour professional development about how she does that. Because, man, it works. It works. And academic teachers, you'll know what I'm talking about. So there is my goal statement. And remember, I have to have evidence indicators. So, in other words, I have to give proof. So by the end of the 2014-2015 school year, and I don't think I have any proof ready to go with this, but I do have proof for that first goal that I wrote, and it's this. If you recall, I said by the end of the 2014-2015 school year, in support of Pickaway Ross's goal of increasing student literacy, students will engage blah blah in silent reading. And then what I could do is just keep this chart and say, hey, on September 1st, 9/1, from 8:50 to 9 o'clock, students read silently. And just sort of keep a chart. I could print this out and just write them in, or just keep it online, whatever suits you best. And this will end up being my evidence. So let me go back in there. I could put under this, I could put... see, I will keep a silent reading, sorry I'm a slow typist, chart. And that could be it. Yeah. Now, once you're done with your 2 goals here, you need to submit it so your supervisor can see that you've done it. And how you do that is at the very bottom, you have to complete this form. Well, once your teacher PIN number. Of course, I know mine right at the top of my head. No, I don't. So, there's a couple ways you can do this. If you just click on that forgot your PIN, boom, it'll take you right to the page where you can find it. And if you scroll down, you'll see eTPES PIN. Just click on that view your PIN. It'll be like a 4-digit number. And where that took you to, just in case you're interested, is this right here. I could have just clicked on this and go to my user profile, and there it's the same place. Okay, so then once you put that PIN number in there, and I'm not going to do it here, complete the form, then your supervisor will see that you've completed this. So you're in there before September 12th, and then when you sit down, you can change these goals around, talk about it, and whatever. Okay, guys, I hope these helped you out. I'm out of here.